Beginning. The first time I met her, she had a blade pressed to my throat. Her eyes, silver and stormy, like twin galaxies swirling behind a veil of light, watched me with a predator's focus. The metallic scent of alien air filled my lungs as I knelt, bruised and half-conscious, on the barren red soil of Ithera Prime. My ship had crashed only hours earlier. The terrain was brutal, the air thin, and the landscape dotted with ruins that whispered of civilizations older than humanity itself. And now, this woman stood before me, wrapped in obsidian armor etched with glowing symbols, her braided hair flowing like strands of night. "Human," she hissed. "Why have you come here?" Her voice trembled with restrained violence. I could barely move, but I managed to speak. "I didn't come to fight. My ship malfunctioned. I'm just trying to survive." The blade hovered closer. "Survive?" She tilted her head. "On a world that doesn't welcome your kind." Her soldiers circled around me. Tall, humanoid figures with luminous eyes and weapons that pulsed with plasma light. I'd seen their kind before in old space records. The Sarathians, a warrior species believed to have perished in their civil war centuries ago. But now I knew the truth. They hadn't vanished. They'd hidden. And I had just fallen into their territory. The woman's eyes flickered as if she were reading something beyond my words. Perhaps my intent, perhaps my thoughts. Then, with a flick of her wrist, she sheathed her blade. "Bring him," she ordered. "If he lies, I'll know soon enough." Middle. I was taken to their capital, Kareth Vaal, a city carved into cliffs that shimmered with alien light. Towers twisted toward the sky like bones of giants, and rivers of glowing blue water flowed through the streets. It was hauntingly beautiful, yet the tension was palpable. The Sarathians moved with discipline and silence, like a people preparing for war. I soon learned her name, Commander Liara Ven. She was the High Commander of the Sarathian Vanguard, a force dedicated to defending their planet from external invasion. And she despised humans. "You burn your own skies," she told me once, her voice calm but edged. "You take what you want and call it progress. Why should we believe you are any different?" I didn't argue. I knew what humanity had done. Colonies stripped bare, species displaced, planets left hollow. My own mission had been one of exploration, not conquest. But explaining that to her felt useless. Still, Liara didn't execute me. She let me live under guard, assigning me to a research chamber deep within their citadel. Days turned into weeks, and I began to see her differently. Beneath her hardened armor was a woman who carried the weight of her people's survival. I'd catch glimpses of her late at night, standing alone before the great flame of their ancestors, eyes lost in memory. Once I found the courage to ask, "Why did you spare me?" She looked at me for a long time, her gaze unreadable. "Because," she said softly, "you looked familiar." Her answer haunted me. Middle rising tension. The fragile peace shattered when the human fleet arrived. I didn't know they were coming. I hadn't called for them. But when the sky tore open with the burning trails of human destroyers, my stomach turned cold. The fleet, led by Admiral Corvin, had tracked my distress beacon. And now they were preparing to claim Ithera Prime as a potential colony. To them it was just another resource-rich world. To Liara's people it was home. When the first orbital strikes began, I ran to her war chamber. "Stop your fleet," she shouted the moment she saw me. "Call them off." "I can't," he yelled. "They're acting on their own orders." Her soldiers drew their weapons. "Then you brought this war to us." "No," I pleaded, stepping closer. "I didn't call them. But I can help you stop them." Liara's eyes blazed with fury, and something deeper like heartbreak. Why would I trust the words of a human invader? I hesitated. Because you already did once. When you spared me. That made her pause. She studied me for what felt like an eternity, then turned to her officers. Prepare the shield grid. Evacuate the lower rings. And keep him alive. If he betrays us, his death will be mine to deliver. Middle, the battle. The skies of Ithera burned. From the high citadel, I watched streaks of fire descend like vengeful gods. Human ships unleashed orbital lasers, tearing through the Cerathian defense lines. In response, Liara's forces launched energy lances from the ground, columns of plasma that split the heavens. The air vibrated with the sound of war, the ground shaking beneath every strike. Liara stood at the command dais, shouting orders in her native tongue, her eyes fierce with determination. Her people obeyed with perfect precision. But even as they fought bravely, I knew the humans had superior numbers. If this continued, both sides would perish. I remembered something she'd once shown me, a crystalline core buried beneath the citadel. It was the heart of Kareth, the planet's ancient power source, capable of manipulating energy fields across the entire hemisphere. It could turn the tide of battle, but it could also destroy the world if used improperly. I ran to her side. Liara, the heart. Use it to create a barrier. You can stop the bombardment. Her expression darkened. No one has used the heart in centuries. It would kill the one who activates it. I can do it, I said. Your people need you. She glared at me. You would die for us. For a world that's not yours. I met her gaze. Maybe it's not my world. But it's the first place that's ever felt like home. For the first time I saw her armor crack. Not physically but emotionally. She looked at me as if she were seeing me for who I truly was. Then she whispered, "No. We do it together." Climax. We descended into the chamber of the heart. The crystalline engine pulsed like a living thing, bathing the cavern in blue light. The ancient machinery hummed with power, responding to our presence. Liara placed her hand on the console. "We must synchronize," she said. "Our minds must align, or the heart will reject us." She looked at me, eyes fierce yet soft. "You must trust me completely." "I do," I said. "Always." The moment our hands touched the crystal, a surge of energy ripped through us. My vision exploded with stars and memories not my own. Battlefields, laughter, grief, entire lifetimes of a race that had nearly vanished. And among those memories, saw her. Liara, centuries ago, kneeling beside a fallen human soldier, a man who looked exactly like me. Her voice echoed in my mind. He promised to return. But humans never keep their promises. Suddenly it all made sense. The familiarity. The way she looked at me. The reason she spared me. Somehow, through time or rebirth, I was connected to that man, to the promise he made and the love she lost. The heart responded to our unity. Light erupted outward, spreading across the planet's sky like a shield of pure energy. The human fleet's weapons struck it and dissipated, their energy neutralized. For a brief moment, everything was silent, until the heart's power began to collapse. "It's overloading," shouted. Liara's eyes widened. "You have to go." "No." I grabbed her hand. "We started this together. We finish it together." She looked at me, trembling, and whispered something I'll never forget. "You were never just a stranger to me." Then she kissed me, light and fierce, as the heart's energy engulfed us both. Ending. I woke to silence,